Flip My Florida Yard is brought to you by the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. Protecting Florida's environment starts with you. What you do in your yard can have an impact on the health of our environment and water resources.
Welcome to Flip My Florida Yard. On today's episode, we head to Boca Raton. It's here. We flip a front yard that's full of weeds and sandspurs into a yard that's friendly for Florida's environment.
I look at my neighbor's yard and I feel like I want to get my house and switch.
We install over 150 plants, attracting all kinds of wildlife.
Instead of creating like a butterfly garden, we really made a butterfly yard.
We install a driveway that's Florida friendly.
They've had a lot of issues with their driveway flooding. Are they going to have those issues anymore?
Not at all.
Then we'll show you how to replace that bad patch of grass.
That bad patch of grass doesn't have to drive you crazy. It's really easy to fix.
Then it's a DIY compost bin.
This is going to really integrate really well with everything they've got going on here.
And as usual, it's down to the wire.
They're going to be here. I hope we're ready.
A reveal that left the family in disbelief.
How did he do this in one day?
One day.
It's unbelievable.
All this and more on Flip My Florida Yard. We're knocking on doors
So excited.
and flipping yards into beautiful Florida-friendly landscapes, and all in 8 hours.
Is this really happening? Who's ready? Organized chaos.
Experts show us how to use Florida-friendly landscaping principles.
Putting the right plant in the right place.
Water efficiently.
Very low maintenance.
Fertilize appropriately.
All leading up to a dramatic reveal.
The best surprise of our whole life.
We're here in beautiful Boca Raton, and we're here to do one thing and one thing only. Flip a yard. You guys ready? Yeah! Let's go get our homeowners. Hey, hey, hey! Come on out here. Well, we're here.
I'm so excited. I can't believe it.
I'm Thais.
I'm Felipe.
And I'm Juliana.
And we are the Leao family.
Yeah.
We have been here in Boca for about, what, 7 years?
7 years.
Having friends over at my house is something very important to us. We're very social. And right now, there's just no way to do it.
The thing I hate about my yard are the spikes, and they really, really hurt.
Let mommy help you. They get to our feet, they get to our clothes.
Holy cow.
It's like I have to get home and do a whole inspection. My daughter, one time she was playing out here and she got 7 on her feet. I would love to have like little projects with her in the yard. I want her to learn more about plants. I want her to learn more about animals and insects. And I think all of that I'll be able to do once I have my yard flipped.
One of the big problem you have is the driveway also, because it's too small. You have a lot of rain around here. You have a flood with water in the driveway.
When we found Florida-friendly landscaping, we knew that was it. That's what everybody should be doing. The most important part that I want to take from this is learn how to keep it beautiful. We want to be out here taking care of it the proper way and the right way.
Please flip our Florida yard.
What do you guys think?
Oh, we're so excited. I just can't believe this is happening. It's actually happening.
This is your flip crew.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
We're all going to hang out in your yard today and flip it into a beautiful Florida-friendly landscape. And the good part is, you don't have to do a thing. You guys are going to leave, and you're going to have a good time in a state park. What do you have to say, sweetie? What do you think about all this?
I think it's really cool.
Well, it is cool. Is this cool? Yeah! Yes, this is cool. Okay, let's get you out of here. Here we go. Okay, you guys are going to John D. MacArthur State Park. You're going to have an incredible time. Does that sound good?
Thank you so much.
All right, get out of here.
Bye.
Bye-bye, sweetie. All right, let's get to work. Okay, everybody, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. Okay, the Leao family just left. You know what that means? We have 8 hours to flip this Florida yard. Who's ready? Okay, ready, and go, 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 go. Everybody go to work. Well, let's get some perspective on the Leao house here. This is their front yard. I know it looks like a construction zone, but there is a yard in here somewhere, I promise. It was a mix of weeds, a little bit of grass, all that's been removed. We're still removing some of the sod here with the sod cutter, but all this is gonna come up. And this is all gonna be Florida-friendly landscaping all the way up to the house. This is that paver system that we love, permeable pavers. This is a great system, but it's a lot of work to do, especially to do it in 8 hours. On top of that, we have 150 plants going in today. We're retrofitting an old irrigation system, got a compost bin we're installing. A lot to do in a little time, but hopefully we're gonna get it done, and the family is gonna love it when they see it. Claire.
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Our flip designer is Claire Lewis from the Florida-Friendly Landscaping Program.
What a nice family. I'm so excited that we're working with them.
Well, you really get a sense they're gonna take care of this, aren't they?
I believe they're going to take great care of it.
What are some of the features we want to point out today?
They wanted a place for their daughter to be able to invite her friends over and to play, and so we made sure to make some grass area, you know, that's functional, that they could do that in.
Claire's design calls for focusing the turf area for a place for the daughter Juliana to play. This will save water by reducing the amount of turf area.
The driveway was a big issue for them. Their driveway was in bad shape and was really an eyesore.
We'll install a permeable paver driveway to reduce flooding by sending water straight into the ground. We'll also be widening it to create additional parking.
What's this yard gonna be like for their child?
Well, I think it's going to be beautiful. One of the things that we tried to do was, instead of creating like a butterfly garden, we really made a butterfly yard.
And lastly, we'll be installing over 150 plants to transform this landscape into a Florida-friendly pollinator haven.
They'll attract birds and bees, and it'll really just be a wonderful wildlife yard.
But can we get this done today?
I feel great. It's a big day. It's coming along, and I think when it's done, it's going to look great.
Palm Beach County Extension Agent Kara Kruger has lived in this community for over 10 years.
Palm Beach County is really diverse. We have a coastal region, but we also go west into agricultural land, so we have to really be able to be diverse in the knowledge that we can bring to our community because of the clientele that we're serving.
Let's talk about some of the Florida-friendly landscaping principles we're featuring today. What are some of those?
So right plant, right place. We have a variety of plants that are going to be going in. The selection is based on the light and water available and the nutrients. We're also featuring reducing stormwater runoff.
Okay.
So we have the permeable brick paver driveway, so water can percolate. And then we're also featuring watering efficiently the irrigation system, so doing micro irrigation on the plant materials so we don't have to water a large swaths of property and waste water. It's just the plants are getting what they need.
So 9 principles. We're really featuring 3 today, but we're doing a lot more in this landscape. From your perspective, how important is this program to Florida?
It's really important, especially when we have so many people moving to the state of Florida. And if we're able to educate our community on what's the best practices, these 9 principles will really help people have beautiful, thriving landscapes without endangering our ecosystems. If you can attract wildlife, have flowers, it's really more interesting and beautiful and attractive. So hopefully we can inspire other people to make change.
Doug Campbell is overseeing the install for our driveway that's using pavers that are permeable. He walks me through how this system works.
This is going to act as our storage facility. It's going to give it a nice solid base. In between all these little crevices of the stone is where our water is going to percolate. And then eventually it's going to find its way back into the ground soil.
It's easy for that water to filter through this stone. Lots of cracks and crevices there.
100%.
Yeah. What do we have here?
These are our Eco-Holland permeable pavers.
Okay.
They have spacer bars that when you connect 2 units together, you can see that joint in between. That's where the water is going to run through. Water is not going to permeate through the paver itself. It's going to go through the joint.
Water sheets off a typical driveway, traveling into our lakes and rivers. This system captures and stores water, which will reduce stormwater runoff.
They've had a lot of issues with their driveway flooding. Are they going to have those issues anymore?
Not at all.
All right, sir. Let's install it.
All right, sounds great.
Even though we get our fair share of rain here in the Sunshine State, it's important to be mindful of how often we water our landscapes.
Currently, we're seeing close to 50% of household water use is used in our yards.
Water Conservation Coordinator Deidre Irwin breaks down why water restrictions are so important.
Water restrictions are designed to reduce the amount of irrigation we use. So the irrigation restrictions are pretty easy to understand. They're based on research from the University of Florida on how much water turfgrass needs to thrive.
Water restrictions range from county to county and can be based off of time of year, time of day, or even your house number. Make sure you water early morning to avoid the heat of midday. This allows for more time for the water to be absorbed by the plants. Check with your local water management district or water supplier to find out the restrictions in your area.
Irrigation restrictions apply to many different water users. If you get your water from the city or the county, they apply to you. If you have a well, you must also abide by the restrictions. However, if you have reclaimed water, you're exempt from irrigation restrictions in most cases, but check with your water provider. Throughout the state of Florida, we historically have received our water from the Floridan aquifer. That aquifer in many areas is connected to lakes, rivers, springs. So it is really important that we try everything we can, including water conservation, to protect these really pristine, important water bodies that we have in Florida, like our springs. So reducing our use of that aquifer water can really help protect these amazing natural resources.
What would be the #1 tip you would give to people when it comes to just maintaining their landscapes, particularly their plants?
First off from the start, plant it correctly. Plant it in an area that is going to be enough space, that it's going to get the right water or sun requirements.
Brad Frey from Excelsia Gardens talks to us about some of the plants we're featuring today.
What do we have here?
This here's a coreopsis. It's actually a native, very drought tolerant once it's established. Color most of the year, tracks butterflies. It's a great plant to use.
I mean, it seems like a delicate plant, but is it pretty hardy?
Yeah, like I said, once it's established, it'll actually reseed itself. It'll spread throughout your garden.
State wildflower right here. We see these on the back of license plates. Kind of an iconic wildflower here in Florida. We got quite a few of these going in the landscape, so big fan of the coreopsis. What do we have here?
This is an Alcantarrhea imperialis red. We like to use it for a focal point in landscaping. It's going to grow, it's going to go a little bit larger, but it's not going to go crazy.
Beautiful texture in this. Hardy?
Very hardy. Sun, partial shade. I mean, some people even use them in the house.
And we got one more. Slide that one over here. What do we have here?
This here's a Panama rose.
Panama rose.
Yep, it's got a clustering, sort of like a penta. It actually has a very slight fragrance, a butterfly attractor, and very hardy.
Yeah, it looks like a penta. And I would imagine probably good for hummingbirds too, right? It has that same kind of tubular flower.
You're correct.
Give me a sense of size. Where would you put this in the landscape?
This will get a bit bigger, 4 to 5 feet, but it's a good thing. Take and cut it down once a year, let it refill out, and it does hold its flowers, throughout the year. It'll go through cycles.
Beautiful. So you can kind of cut this down and keep this nice and tight, or you can just kind of let it go.
Right.
Can anybody plant this plant and
throw
have
this
success?
in the ground, give it enough water, and you got a plant.
It's good to go. Let's get these in the ground.
All right, let's go. I got it.
Yep.
Now that we have some plants in the ground, I caught up with Claire for some tips on creating a butterfly yard.
When you start to design your flower bed, you want to start with your major plants first. So things like a tree.
Okay.
You want to make sure that you site your tree and that it's far enough away from the house. And then you start to lay out some of your foundation plants and things that will stay green and really be the foundation of your garden. And then you get to start adding in your pops of color and your textures to really make it a rich and enticing garden.
Now let's talk about spacing. How important is that when you're laying out these plants?
It's really one of the most common mistakes people make is just not giving a plant enough space to grow to its mature size. So you'll see sometimes overcrowded gardens where the plants are all on top of each other, and that can cause issues with disease and pests because it stresses the plant out.
Claire selected plants that will work in the South Florida environment. Using Florida-friendly landscaping principle #1, right plant, right place.
Layers in a garden is really important for wildlife. Coreopsis and firebush are both great pollinator plants. They should be seeing a lot of activity in this garden once it matures.
Well, it looks nice now. Wait till we get some mulch in here, we get some sod in here. It's really gonna come together, but I love this at this stage because you can really see kind of the bones of the bed, if you will. And I love how you've laid everything out here.
It's gonna look really nice in 6 months. And next what they're gonna do is they're gonna lay the drip tubing. All these beds will have drip tubing, so that's a great way to conserve water. Plants do well with drip tubing because the water doesn't get on the foliage, it stays near the roots. It's just a great option for landscape beds.
Extension agent Kara Kruger shows us how easy it is to get your soil tested.
Soil kits are a really important way to start off if you're going to be doing any landscaping to make sure that your soils are tested. If you go to floridafriendlylandscaping.com, there's soil kits that we have a link to. You can order it in the mail or stop by your local extension office to pick one up. Follow the instructions in the soil kit, mail it off with the paid postage, and you receive your results online.
The Leaos are at John D. MacArthur State Park. Let's see what they're up to.
Today at MacArthur Beach State Park, we're going to take the Leao family on a nature walk out to our beach and also explore our nature center. All ready to go?
Let's go. Thank you.
This is my first time here at MacArthur Beach State Park, and I love it so much. There's so many things to do. It was not only a fun experience, but it was a learning experience as well.
Yes, the one thing I love when you walk through the beach, and it's amazing, the view, the park. It's beautiful. When you cross the beach, you see all the water around, people kayak. It's amazing.
It is so important to preserve our nature plants, our Florida-friendly plants, so that we can contribute to a better world.
We're here having so much fun while our yard gets done.
I cannot picture in my mind what's going on at my house right now.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not sure because it's a lot of work for one day.
There's a lot of people there, so
excited.
It might happen.
With Water Efficiently, we are implementing an irrigation system that has micro-irrigation so that all the plants are getting water, but we're not going to be losing any water by overspraying, so we're able to make sure that we're watering by the needs of the plant.
We're trying to conserve water, that's why we're using the plants that we're using, and that's why we're doing what we're doing.
Flip foreman Casey Shad is heading up the re-engineering of the irrigation system.
The plants and the grass don't need the same amount of water. You don't need that much water on your shrubs and on your bushes, right? And so why waste all that water? And that's why we're doing what we're doing. The old shrubbery that was in here and the grass all on the one same zone. What we did is we separated those two zones. So now the one zone will be nothing but the grass and the turf. You'll be able to monitor those minutes better. You'll be able to monitor how much water you're putting on it. And then we separated out all the shrubs and plants, and that way you'll be able to monitor that better.
Having separate zones for turf and flower beds saves water by allowing you to place the right amount of water for a specific area in your yard. Drip tube irrigation delivers the water slowly through small holes that put water directly on the root of the plants. This saves water by isolating it to a targeted area versus broadcasting water with traditional rotary heads. This system has been proven to save 30 to 50% of water compared to a conventional sprinkler system.
You'll be able to monitor how much water you're putting on it, and then we separated out all the shrubs and plants, and that way you'll be able to monitor that better, and you'll be able to fluctuate that better as needed.
And this is gonna make at least watering and establishing this landscape low maintenance for them. They're gonna have an irrigation system.
Absolutely.
It's gonna put the water where it needs to be. So we're almost finished here. We got some more drip tubing on the other side.
Yes, we do.
And we're set to go. Thank you, sir.
Fantastic.
All right, let's get it
yes,
done.
Sir, let's get back to it.
Yep.
Have you ever had that bad patch of grass that just drives you crazy when you walk in the front yard? The most important thing is to figure out what caused that bad patch of grass first. It's so important that you identify, is this an old problem or is this a current problem? Once you've established it's an old problem, then we can go ahead and begin repairing that area. It's really important you identify what type of grass you have. Not every grass can be planted the same way. To be honest, it doesn't matter whether you're planting from sod, seed, or plugs. We're going to prepare that area the same exact way. So what you're going to do is clean out what's there, smooth it all out, loosen the soil if it's compacted, and then we're ready to plant. If you're planting seeds, you're going to scatter the seeds out according to the label, and then you're going to cover them with a light dusting of soil. If you're planting plugs, plugs are nothing more than small pieces of sod that we put at various intervals. The further apart they are, the longer it's going to take to fill in. So adjust your spacing based upon how much space you have. The easiest way to do it is by planting sod. We fill that area completely, you'll have fewer weed problems, and you want to make sure you fill the gaps with fresh soil. You're going to want to maintain this, keep the area moist until that grass is well established, and you're going to fertilize according to University of Florida recommendations. That bad patch of grass doesn't have to drive you crazy. It's really easy to fix.
Now, let's get back to the flip.
So Citra Blue is a new variety of sod developed at the University of Florida. It's great because it's more pest resistant, more disease resistant, it uses less water, and actually even has to be mowed less.
So what we're putting down here today is a sod called Citra Blue. We've been using this a lot here lately. It does really well in the shade as well as full sun.
What's striking about this grass is the color.
Oh, yeah.
It's just such a deep, deep green, almost that little bluish tint to it. Their daughter, Juliana, loved playing out here in the grass. Problem was, it was full of stickers and, you know, getting those in her feet. Is she gonna have that problem on this?
She won't, no, for sure, she won't. This is weed-free, this stuff is beautiful. And with the new irrigation system in here, we should be able to keep the weeds out of it and keep the grass healthier than the weeds.
I mean, this just says run on me barefoot all over. I mean, it just has a really nice texture to it. I can see her running barefoot through the grass on this stuff.
Absolutely.
And this is some of the latest grass to come out of the University of Florida. The problem is they don't actually lay it for you. So
it's a lot of work.
Grow it, so we actually have to lay it. So you ready?
We do, absolutely.
All right, let's do it.
Let's get it.
Yep. All right, everybody. Homeowner's gonna be here in 30 minutes. Garden behind me looks incredible. The sod looks awesome. Wrapping it up on the pavers, a little bit of landscaping to do on the other side, but we are getting so close.
Felipe wanted a compost bin, so that's what he's getting.
Voila.
This 2-chambered compost bin is a great way to turn waste from your yard into organic soil for your landscape.
It's built in, this is a substantial system, and something like this can really work for you.
All of the nutrients that went in those plants, you're putting back in the compost, and you can use them around your plants or on your grass.
And to top it all off, we include a bee house. These charming habitats are essential for our pollinating friends.
This yard is officially flipped.
Oh, I just can't wait to see their reaction. This is just night and day from what they had before. Couldn't ask for a better job or a better crew.
Hey! How we doing?
Oh my gosh.
We're so excited.
Oh my gosh, well, we're so excited to show you this yard. Incredible people from the community, master gardeners, some incredible landscapers been working. You guys want to see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, before you can see it, we have to put the glasses on you.
Oh.
So there you go.
That moment.
Pick those out, sweetie.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start walking.
I have no idea what to expect. I think that I'm just gonna be very emotional.
There we go. Are you guys ready to see this yard?
Yeah, I'm shaking, really shaking. I'm not kidding.
When I count to 3, I want you to remove your glasses. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Remove your glasses.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
Before, this yard was far from Florida friendly. 8 hours later, we've transformed it into a beautiful front yard complete with over 150 plants. The new permeable driveway will reduce stormwater runoff by allowing water to drain straight into the ground. Citra Blue sod created the perfect play area. A butterfly garden will attract pollinators. Mulch was laid out as ground cover and will save water. We've given the Leao's irrigation system a water-efficient overhaul. We also added a compost bin for recycling yard waste, and we even threw in a bee house. This new yard will attract wildlife, save water, reduce stormwater runoff, And as a bonus, be a real neighborhood showstopper.
I'm so emotional. It's beyond my imagination. I cannot thank you guys enough.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
When I took my glasses off, I saw something that did not look like my house. I was wondering if I was at the right house. And then after, my second thought was, how did he do this in one day?
One day.
It's unbelievable, unbelievable. I'm so happy. I have no words.
Let's give it up for this incredible crew over here.
Thank you.
Claire, come on over here. Claire has something for you.
I've got a book for you on how to maintain your landscape. So there's information on each of the plants that are in here. But we also have been working with your extension agent. So they're going to come by and they're going to check on you and see how the landscape is doing and find out if you have any questions.
Wow,
Perfect.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We'll be taking care of this yard. I'm excited to see what this yard is going to attract. I bet it's going to attract a lot of wildlife, butterflies, bees, ladybugs. Yeah. We're excited.
And guess what, sweetie? This grass right here, you're not going to have any more stickers. You want to run around in it?
Yes,
yeah. You guys
I'm
do
gonna
it.
do it too.
It feels so good on your feet. You guys are going to love it.
Now we're just gonna be outside. We don't even want to go inside.
No.
Thank you for flipping our Florida yard.
Oh, there's nothing like fresh grass in bare feet. And I love seeing the Leao family embrace their new, brand new, Florida-friendly landscape. Well, that's our show. We hope you're inspired to help Florida's environment by starting in your own yard. And remember, everybody doing a little, well, that's a whole lot.
We are so happy with our new yard. Even when it rains, we're out here. Like, we just can't go inside. We work out in the yard, all running laps. If it's sunny or if it's raining, we're out here. We are just in love with our yard.
Flip My Florida Yard is brought to you by the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. Protecting Florida's environment starts with you. What you do in your yard can have an impact on the health of our environment and water resources.